welcome to the Pit Stop Ranch. We are once again at the Pomona Swap Meet. Early's in line to get into line. Vendor, participant, car, corral type line. So yeah, should be a good day. It's not terribly early. It's not too late. It's kind of in a Goldilocks zone, which is to say a reason why there's a big line to show up. So we'll see what time we get in. We got a full tank. Temperature's looking good. So okay, we're busy. I'm filming from the cab of the C10, and you can see how dirty and messed up my windshield is, but for some reason I can still see out. Anyways, this is the lineup for paying to get in if you're showing up for the car corral and or you're a vendor. A gentleman next to me has an empty trailer, which means he probably dropped something off earlier and he's come back to pick it up, or he bought something and he's coming in this way to pick it up. One or the other. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but anyways, now after getting through 6-lane wide pay to get in, it narrows down to 1 lane. So it's the matter of the usual zipper trick of trying to all mash together. Meanwhile, on the left-hand side is where the vendors are. And at this particular swap meet, I didn't stroll anywhere near the vendors. And on the right-hand side is where the car corral is. As you come in right in, it's the Corvette area, and apparently Camaros as well. Any Corvette, any Camaro can come in as a part of the car corral. And then besides that, I believe it's 83 and older, or it could be 87 and older at this point. I forget, or 88 and older, I think, actually, because I think it's 35 years and older. All vehicles can then park in the car corral. Now, I ended up going to the very far end, back corner, near the exit right there, to find a parking spot. This is one of the busiest that I have found the Pomona Swap Meet to be in really quite a extraordinarily long time. And of course, we got all sorts of interesting vehicles busy pulling through and just finding a parking spot. Now, a common occurrence is a lot of car clubs or or even unofficial car clubs come to the event, set up easy ups, start grilling food, playing their music, having a great time, families running around. I think it's a great event. It's a great place. It's really family friendly. You really want to see Southern California. The Pomona Swap Meet is a great place to get the full car culture. Now, I have commented before the resurgence on the mini truck thing, and this setup here, like that bed way up in there like that. That was something that became really big in the 90s. But as you can see, we have an abundance of pickup trucks, cars, some G-bodies. I love G-bodies. I wish they were smog exempt. But since they're not, I don't have any. If they were, I would probably have one of each. And people just sit by the cars, chill out. Now, theoretically, the car corral is for cars that are for sale. And for the most part, everything's for sale for a price, if you know what I mean. But not necessarily everything has got a for sale sign on it. Now, I did make an effort to go ahead and stop and capture interesting vehicles with the for sale signs on them. One was, like, for example, this 55 Ford. Yeah, just give you a flavor of what things are going for. But it is a nice area. Anyways, these two gentlemen are discussing this particular car. The older gentleman is interested possibly in purchasing it, and the younger gentleman is discussing it and talking about what is there, what it is, and what it ain't. But Still, very cool early Chevy. And then sitting next to it is one from the exact same year, I believe, all done up beautifully. But it's a generally all a good party atmosphere. You can smell it in the air, if you know what I'm talking about. I do like these full-size B bodies. $15K for that. I don't know if that's a fair price or not. It seems steep to me, but then again, I am a cheapskate, and since haven't really shopped around looking at B bodies, I don't know what they really go for. Now there are a few Impalas here, and anything with an Impala name on it, they want a premium for, which suggests that the market for B bodies is hot enough that they have a reasonable expectation that they will get it. Tow Mater there. A 56 Chevy. A friend of mine's dad has one of those. He was talking about with me the other night. So yeah, it is some C10s, same vintage as my beloved. I like that Impala wagon, or that Caprice wagon. Very cool. Now I'm going to try not to spend an hour rambling at you with a free form flow of thoughts, but some of the stuff, there's a fair amount of music in the background, which YouTube will send me a nasty gram and let me know that I shouldn't allow music in my videos that I don't own a license to use. And so I'll try and limit my comments to stuff that I actually know something about, which, well, I at least have an opinion on. I do love those that generation Chevy truck, and all of these really awesome cars. Of course, this four-door Plymouth caught my attention, though I can't for the life of me understand the price tag on it. It's sitting on the rails, so it suggests it's got some suspension and chassis work done to it. But I don't know if that in itself and the relative infrequency you run across Plymouths, if that justifies that price or not. I'll leave it to you guys to comment down below on it. Of course, here's another elevated view in the middle of it. Show you the density that we are experiencing, which is phenomenal. I really liked it, really enjoyed it. It's a pretty cool, like 54 Chevy, two-door hardtop, very cool, dig it. Nice Apache for you. gosh, F-350. Here's another example of a Chevy Impala demanding a pretty good premium. But as being, was it a 60 bubble top? I am pretty sure that, well, given the condition, that still seems a little steep to me. However, I'll leave that to the people who are experts on these cars. I mean, it looks pretty solid, and it looks like all the trim is there. So it's a paint job away from being pretty awesome.
On the internet somewhere, right?
Yeah, small channel. It is cool though. Floor's in really good shape. No rust. No rust. Sort of the 58s used to not be very popular, but they're coming up and now this 49 Oldsmobile caught my eye, and being a complete car, fresh out, it is a runner, so that $4,900 for it, that don't seem too bad to me. To be honest with you, I took a few additional pictures of it. It seems like it's got all the trim. I have to admit, I'm a two-door sedan like this, Oldsmobile 88, man, with a V8, so it should be the Rocket. I dig this car. I'm very intrigued and arguably tempted. I beseech one of you to call the person and purchase it, so I don't have to. Now, this is another one that this is a K10, so it's a 4x4 with a dump bed, 4-speed, $4,900 as well. It is missing the engine. I don't know about the transmission or transfer case. I believe those are missing as well. However, overall, I think that's a pretty good deal for that. Now, then we have this 49 Mercury, just begging to be chopped, and nice classic lead sled. It didn't give a price, but the phone number's there if you want to give them a call about it. So I do dig this car. I'm less tempted by it, especially since there's no price on it. But I think the important stuff's there for the most part. Now here's a Chevy Impala that doesn't seem to be outrageous. I don't know. I mean, $8,500 seems like a lot of money for a derelict car, no engine in it. But again, Impala guys, let me know, is that a reasonable price for a that year Impala was 64, 65? I think it said there 64. So please leave a comment down below and let me know what you think. Now, I do love me a Buick, especially this particular vintage. And this is the Century, which is the fully loaded two-door hardtop version, which means it had the bigger engine in it, and $21,500. The paint job, it doesn't come through. The paint job, isn't the best. It but it's definitely good enough for a driver. It's definitely a good enough driver. It'll be the best looking car in the parking lot. And here's another Buick right here. Again, with the 4 portholes on it, 2-door hardtop. I believe this one here still like a 57, 56. Plated, very nice car. Dig it, love to have it. Here's was it a 56 Nomad? And we got ourselves here a Ford Ranchero. Hopefully I get a close up of it. Well, I guess not. Anyways.
Car garage.
Oh.
Good old, that's what friends are for, right? Can I store some shit at your house too?
Man, I am out of room. Did you have 40-footer TV?
Yeah, I drove by the other day and I see. Did you drive a Dodge pickup?
Oh, that's her boyfriend.
What the fuck you driving? The rumble. What you guys are showing?
Nice. Her boyfriend.
Oh yeah. Boyfriends? So how long have you been together? Since looks like a nice trailer.
While waiting in line for some food, went in and took a moment to sit here and film. This is kind of the main drag. Like I said, on one side is the car corral, and then on the other side are all of everyone showed up to show their wares. And let's see, what is that? That's an Oldsmobile right here. I'm kind of a fan of the BOPs. You see the Tri-Fi Chevys, but I like the BOPs. Looks familiar. I saw this last weekend. It's actually a 32. I'm actually at a loss. That's not a Ford. It's a Ford grill, but that's not a Ford. T maybe.
ones I seen didn't have it, but man, when they're all slammed, dude. Oh, Monterey.
Okay, question for you guys out there. Bombs are a particular style. They're kind of, I don't know if I want to say they're an offshoot of lowriders, but they're kind of a lowrider adjacent car culture in Southern California. They're predominantly late 40s GMs, particularly Chevys, 2-doors and 4-doors. Our bomb, and they're all generally powered by the Chevy Inline 6. Are bombs common in your neck of the woods? Are they a popular thing, or is that something still pretty specific to Southern California? Let me know in the comments below. I really look forward to hearing what you have to say.
Trying to sell his rag.
You gotta come on here, because my buddy, he doesn't fucking hang out with the motos. ¿Qué onda, viejo? He doesn't hang out with the motos. Market fucking, block. Oh, yeah? No way. Yeah, aftermarket block. He's short. No. kidding.
Our
No
house
kidding.
nowadays, man.
Here's a kind of a restoration company's area. They kind of squared off themselves and got some cool rides, some cool cars. They're quite proud of them, as you can see by the price. Again, Impala. Please tell me, it was a 5960 Impala. I think it was a 59 Impala. The red one that's complete back there, they want like $125,000 for. While these other ones, these parts and project ones, they wanted Pontiac Paris. That's from Canada. That's a Canada car. It's actually a Chevy with a Pontiac badge on it. So that's kind of rare, but it's pretty rough. Anyways, I don't know if they're just liquidating their yard queens, lot queens, or not, or if they're actually if these are ones they're flipping, or if they're but they're pretty proud of them, as witnessed by the price on them. I do like me a G body though. I wasn't too aware of too many convertible G bodies though.
Good read right there, huh? Yeah. My tongue looks weird.
Look at this one. Come look at this brain.
Finally in the same group as this Impala.
I would like to get one though. I think I want to get the Pontiac,
which
flavor.
is
this is a 65.
Yeah, it's
Chevy.
It's
right
definitely
here.
B body. I'm kind of looking for a Pontiac.
A little bit
like
rough.
2-door B body. If I'm gonna
bad
find
repairs
anything,
and
or
some munched
maybe
sheet
a Buick.
metal.
Again,
nothing
my
that isn't
favorite for
available
BOP.
you can't fix.
Crunched up.
It's
Obviously
totally
pretty
totally
riddled
restorable.
metal. Is that a fair
but-
price? I don't know.
And
It
it
is
says it's
a
a
super sport,
It's a,
so that might mean something
Impala
to
super
someone.
sport, so. Let's have a look.
This must be a really legitimate race car because there's no radiator. 32 probably fiber. It looks like it's a fiberglass body with an LS motor in it. And we got a slam down GMC Jimmy. It would be C5, I believe it is, two-wheel drive. Cool truck. I don't know if it's 50K cool, but you know, that's up to whoever decides to go ahead and agree to pay the price for it, I suppose. And then, was that a 58 Chevy Apache? Of course, here is an example of a actual Impala all cleaned up with the convertible top. That's cool. Yeah, 85, 86 Chevy C10 short bed, fleet side, El Camino. Got a Monte Carlo SS. Very cool. And, of course, my favorite, F-body, early second gen Firebird. And this thing actually has an LS swap in it. It says it's from a Corvette. So LS1, LS2, LS3, not sure. Didn't see on the badge, but I think I really got to keep my eyes peeled for one of these because they're just sexy as hell. I really dig them. C10, not too different from mine. Impalas. GMC, there you go. And now, I mentioned car clubs earlier, and here is the G-Bodyaholics car club, and this incredible Buick Grand National. Unofficially, the fastest domestically produced car in North America when it was produced in the mid-'80s, and it was a luxury car. I really love it. This one here has obviously been upgraded, and I imagine would give just about... You would have to have a built LS motor to probably beat it. Check out their sponsored canopy, and here's a T-type. So if you wanted the Buick Regal with the turbocharger in it, but you didn't want to necessarily get a Grand National, you don't want to spring all the way from Grand National, you could basically get one of these, which is the Buick T-type, everything that the Grand National is, but for without the all black. They had a number of colors available besides black. Here's a pretty blue Chevelle I do very much enjoy. Sort of shade I'm looking for. Now it's a big Pontiac B-body. LS swapped El Camino. Okay, it says Power Wagon on it, but technically, because it has a soft top on it, this is, I believe, an M37 3/4 ton Dodge weapons carrier from the Second World War. Frequently, it's called a Power Wagon, but technically that is not true. This particular example has an LS3 swap in it. It's interesting. It's cool, but a hell of a lot more power than the Power Wagon ever did. That's for dang sure. So I usually don't spend enough time covering the import section of the swap meet, so I thought I would wrap up the last 10 minutes of this video covering some of the VW air-cooled import stuff. Once again, we got this mini truck club rolling through. Very cool. Nice fellers. Honestly, the overall, I filmed very little of it. I mean, it still comes out to about an hour of coverage for the show, and quite proud of it. Here's a nice, it was a 356 Porsche, and well, I shouldn't say nice. It's rough as hell. It needs restoration. Missing a bunch of expensive pieces like the windshield. I am sure that is not a cheap or easy piece to get. And $53,000 for your opportunity to come in and go ahead and rebuild this classic. Regardless, I do like those cars. I need cars. Yep.
What model?
8 block.
Nice.
Which is a little older one. I didn't buy the latest and greatest because don't need it.
I bet it does the job.
Oh, it does a great job. Does a great job.
You have a good day.
You too, man. Take it easy.
They want 65 for this one. I remember when these things were cheap.
Oh, it's crazy.
I have commented somewhere before that these buses, the VW buses, have spiked I shouldn't say spiked because that implies come up and come down. And that isn't the case. They have just gradually continued to increase in demanding asking price, and people are getting them for good reasons. They're cool, they're fun, and here's a car club that we have seen before, the Bus Boys, and I think we've seen a few of these before on this channel. Yeah, air-cooled VWs. When I was a lad, if you wanted to get into cars for cheap and want to learn how to work on them, air-cooled VWs were the way to go. You could get a nice running, driving Beetle, much like that dark gray one right there, for $500. And if you dumped another 2,000 in it, and it would be as pretty as the nicest example of these air-cooled VWs here. And a bus, yeah, they were more expensive. Like that bus right there would have been $1,500, not $11,500. But once again, unfortunately, they imported a lot of them, but they didn't. Not that many. And cars for clunkers, or cash for clunkers, was not kind on air-cooled VWs, regrettably. So as a result, since that disastrous program in the aughts, the price on these fun, neat little cars that are bring a smile to, I think, everyone's face, has gone up dramatically. They're still, you can still find some relatively affordable ones that aren't completely rotted out, but it isn't like it used to be. It isn't like how it was. Anyways, thank you very much for joining me. If you enjoyed this, please hit the like button, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe. Really appreciate it. And we will go out on the thing.